Welcome back to the KEMPIRE Daily YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the uploads. Thank you so much for all the feedback. I've been loving everyone's comments and following me on the different platforms. Don't forget, a lot of these hot topics that we talk about here on the platform, we talk about on the KEMPIRE Radio podcast. Links are in the description box. Anyways, let's talk about 90 Day Fiancé the other way. Don't forget, a new 90-day series is coming back December 6th. That's this weekend. They just don't miss a beat. But let's talk about the other way. And I'm only going to talk about the couples that I find the most interesting. We're not going to talk about Devin in Korea and her wedding. That was sort of like, okay. Who do I want to talk about first? Let's talk about Ariel and Baby in Ethiopia. Okay, it's so rough to watch this couple. First, because I'm trying to understand and be in Ariel's corner a little bit because, as I said before, she was pregnant. You know, even after pregnancy, there's still like an imbalance of hormones. And also she's moving from a completely different culture into a new culture. Like, I'm really trying. Look, I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to understand her, but she can be so annoying. And in this last episode, the day that he wants to propose to her, and he's bringing her to this, big event that's happening in his town, and I get it. It was a crowd, and they have the baby. She's not used to it. I don't like crowds. Even I would have been like, no, I don't know if I like this. I think it's maybe the way she handles it, the way she speaks to him, the way she manipulates him, the way she flips it. It makes it seem as if, oh, I'm really giving a lot. I've given so much. And poor Baby, I feel like he's really trying, and he continues to try. And he's nervous this day because he's like, oh, I want to propose. And of all days, and I think this happens with a lot of people, if they're about to propose, that's the day when they get into the fight with the person. And even when he proposed, I was sort of like, I didn't feel the romance. I didn't feel the magic. I feel like they're just doing it to do it. Apparently, I think she is still in Ethiopia, even during COVID. I mean, we get to start to see some of that with the other couples in regards to COVID. I'm just not here for them. I'm not here for them. It's unfortunate that a baby is involved in this situation. And God forbid she's like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. She moves away and she goes back to the States. And now he's back in the same situation that he was with the first wife. Yes, this is the second time he's gotten into a situation with an American. They didn't really have a lot this episode. It was interesting to see the cultural, differences and, what was happening there. And then him proposing outside of a lime. I was like, it looked like a lime. They said lemon, but it looked like a lime. I don't know. The other most important couples I want to talk about, and I talk quickly, I did a minute deep dive into these couples on TikTok and on my Instagram Reels. If you want to see that, again, links are in the bio. But let's talk about Jenny and Sumit. I've said this countless times, but this last time, Jenny and Sumit are meeting with his parents. Things are, emotions are running high. At the end of the last episode, Jenny was like, I can't do this to the family. She walks out of the room, but she comes back this last episode. And she pretty much confronts the family. And I get Jenny's anger because she's like, why are you so upset? I just want to be with your son. I just want to love your son. And then when you look at it plainly like that, it's hard not to see her side of it. And I've been a somewhat of an advocate for the family. Like, this is the culture, they really want to have him to have children and blah, blah. I can't anymore. I mean, and the fact that the parents threaten, like, I will kill myself if you marry her. And Sumit's compromise in that moment, while Jenny is sitting there and he's telling them this in Hindi, is that here's a 50-50 compromise. I won't marry her, but I'm not going to leave her. That is not a compromise you make with your parents. That is a compromise you make with your soon-to-be wife, girlfriend, whoever, the love of your life that you said. And he's making this compromise and negotiation with his parents, with Jenny sitting right there and her having no idea what he's talking about. Of course, later, he still gives her a ring, but they won't be getting married. And they're still trying to figure out how she can stay in India. Honestly, if you don't know the full story behind Jenny and Sumit, he had catfished her with a completely different person, but she looked past all of that. They've been talking and dating for like 8 years at this point. I'm not sure how Jenny. I'm a big believer when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. And I feel like he's been dishonest. He seems like a nice guy, but that nice doesn't mean he won't lie. He's been lying in just so many different things. He didn't tell her that he was married, and then the last time she was there, he called off the ring ceremony then, and now he's calling it off again. I don't think it's just about the parents. I think Submit also has some issues. And Jenny, as a 60-something-year-old woman, should know better, should know the signs of, no, he's playing games. If marriage is important to you, then you should stick with that. You already reached 60 years ago. Why are you settling? I get it. You probably don't think you can find love, but at 60 something, I'm not dealing with this drama. I'm not dealing with your parents. I'm not dealing with you lying to me. I mean, I'm not dealing with that now. Never mind 60 or 60 something. You're in your retirement age. And she even mentions that during the whole fight. She's like, oh, I don't want to be dealing with this. Like, I don't understand why there's such a hoopla. We just love each other. Me too, Jenny. But Jenny, now you're looking dumb. You're looking real dumb. Just because when he was making that negotiation, I cringed. I was like, you are making a negotiation about your love life with your parents, with your woman right beside you, having no idea you're negotiating this. If your mother wants to kill herself, I understand you don't want her to do that. But that is emotional manipulation. Clear emotional manipulation. And I don't think, even if you decide you're not going to marry her, you still being in a relationship with her is not going, there's still going to be issues with your family. And now they also know they can manipulate you to get more out of this whole situation. I was almost an advocate for Jenny and Submit, but after this last episode, I'm like, no, Jenny, come back home, come back to America. There's somebody out there for you, Jenny. Jenny does seem like a sweet person, sweet, kind person, and she has a nice, youthful energy. Jenny, we could find you somebody. Look, we're gonna have to do a separate thing to find Jenny some love. This ain't it, Jenny. All right, and the last couple that I want to talk about. And I'm not ignoring, shout out to the gay couple in Mexico, and happy they were able to get their forms. I love them, but I'm just completely bored and over them. I'm being honest. Can I be honest with you? Anyways, let's talk about Britney and Yasmin. Britney and Yasmin got a translator the last episode. Now Britney fully understands that Yasmin's life has been turned upside down. His family has disowned him. His family literally is threatening to kill him. And Britney now wants another season, y'all. She wants to come on before the 90 days, not even before the 90 days. She wants to bring Yasmin to the States on a K-1 visa. First of all, that's expensive. And I'm trying to figure out who's paying for that. You, Britney, or Yasmin? Although I do see Britney trying to do charge people for Instagram posts and things like that. I'm like, girl. But anyways, I mean, people do it. But I'm just like, the price point that she was offering, I was like, oh, okay. So she wants to bring him here on a K-1 visa. Don't know who's going to pay for that. But at the same time, I don't feel like, first of all, at this point, she still has not told him that when she first got to Jordan, she was still married. She has to tell him, because he will eventually find out from the show. She has not told him that. She realizes that his life is at risk, so she wants to bring him here to the States. And poor Yasmin. Yasmin is so, and I shouldn't say poor Yasmin, because he is a grown adult. He should know better. He should see through what's happening here. And I think the family has seen through that, and not just from her social media, but I think just her disrespect and not trying to understand their culture. They're just sort of like, But side note, and I mentioned this during one of my quick reviews of this, is that the brother says to them that the family thinks that she's done porn. And I'm not sure if this was just a 90 Day Fiancé edit and they didn't really edit her real reaction. But when they said they think you do porn, her reaction was this. If someone accused you of doing porn and you don't do it, what would be your reaction? My reaction would have been like, excuse me, I have never. No, that wasn't Britney's reaction. Now I have to do a deep dive. I'll let you know when I find out. I just feel like Britney needs to set Yasmin free. If you have no intention of having a relationship with this man, set him free. You can't afford to bring him here on a K-1 visa. It's expensive to do it. We've seen it from all the other couples. You're not going to do that. And at the end of this episode, in her confessional, she pretty much is like, yeah, I don't know if this is going to work. So why are you getting this man's hopes up in regards to getting a K-1 visa and bringing him here? You have, not to say that she's ruined his relationship with his family. That was his choice, but she sees that. And instead of taking an opportunity like, Yasmin, I love you, but at the same time, I just don't want to ruin your life. And I'm not sure if this is what I want. I'm not sure if I want to get married again. There's just been a lot of drama, and I just don't think it's worth it. And honestly, and I've said it to you countless times, I don't think Britney's in this for the right reasons. I think it's more a way of elevating her as a personality versus an actual love relationship. And I think Yasmin actually loves her and wants to get married, that he's willing to risk everything. And she's not willing to risk anything. I'm excited about the next episode, which will be the tell-all. And tell-all, hopefully they will be telling all. Anyways, I want to hear your thoughts on any of the couples, even the couples that we didn't talk about. Maybe I should have talked about them. What do you want to talk about? Let's talk about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the uploads. I'll see you tomorrow.